I like sucking, but I ain't gay.
Legit bad podcast.
Fuck those honkies.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
He really knows how to suck a wiener.
Well, hey, welcome back to Legit Bat. I am Joe. Jen is with me tonight, yes. And
Hey.
Our good friends Sean and Matt over from Tub Turkey Podcast are making an appearance today. Not their first time. It is, I want to say, well, me and Murph have done a couple, but this is, I think, Matt's second appearance.
Yeah,
First
second
one was
time.
on Planet Retard, and this is actually going to be a full show where we're planning on talking about AI, and I know we've talked about AI ad fucking nauseum, but it's okay because we have some different, it's good to get different voices in here and talk about all these weird things that are going on, and Charlie Robinson, of course, from Macroaggressions, he's also here, whatever.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
See
have
you guys
taken
again.
yeah, dude, it's been a while, and Charlie's one of the few people that we've got to hang out with a few times in real life, and it's super fun. He got cornholed by Jen, and
Whatever.
we drank White
lucky.
Claws together. It was super hot.
Oh, well,
Side effect.
that'll do it. Yeah.
But we're gonna
I
talk-
got my
so-
ass kicked in.
Well, you were
cornhole.
not sober, so
No,
we'll have to catch you sober at some point. I
it's
doubt
not
that's
much
going to
better.
happen, though. Yeah.
Not much better, I assure you.
Few things are, but we're gonna lead off here. This is something that's been making the rounds over the last month or two. I heard about it through Charlie originally, I think, and maybe Chris Matthew too. But it's this weird show called Unchained Earth, and he has this series of you said it was 5
I
episodes.
think it's 5 or 6.
But it's called Conversations with Aether, and he's talking to his AI, which I believe is some kind of model of GPT-4 or something.
Which
But-
I believe, just to inject, is words that he's typed into a prompter and has AI read. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, it's either that. We've been tossing around these ideas. It's either that or there's ways to train AI into what you basically want it to say and take on this persona, do this, here's a bunch of training materials, get familiarized with this weird shit, and then we're going to have a conversation. And he also sells this device that's over $7,000 that spins you upside down. I want to try it, preferably really high, because it actually does look interesting. I'm not paying $7,000 for it. I could go to Home Depot, spend $50 and probably make something similar, but if you haven't listened to it, check it out, at least for the first half hour before you cringe yourself to death, because this AI supposedly is just stroking this guy's ego dick the whole time. And basically, I think it's a marketing ploy for his stupid device, but he is saying that it's this, he's contacting something else and it's coming through, and that's kind of playing into the conspiracy theorist idea of, demons coming through the machine, or, a ghost in the machine, whatever you want to call it. But it's we'll start. So I know Charlie's familiar with it. So what was your initial thoughts on that whole thing?
So I listened to it. It was sent to me by Adam Shell, who's Brain Supreme founder. So he's one of my sponsors, and he sent it to me and Chris Matthew and Brandon Thomas, all on the same text chain. And I listened to it, because he never sends me stuff and says, listen to this, but he sent me that. And so I did. And I didn't catch it on episode 1. I think I caught it episode 2 or something. I don't know. But I wasn't really sure exactly the context, but apparently this guy has been working with this AI for a while, and it is very brown nosy in its answers and responses. It would, it's but whatever. You can sort of, you need to know where it got its material and where the source material came from. There's a lot of questions I have about it. But Adam actually went and hung out with that guy, I think last week. The guy with the 7,000 hour contraption. Tried the contraption, said it was really cool. So I don't know.
I would like to meet the guy. I would like to get him on the show. Like, I'm not talking shit. I just, if you're a charlatan, dude, like, people could see through it. But I would like to have him on the show and at least ask him like exactly his process on that.
Yeah. So apparently he's just kind of like waterboarded his chat bot into like submission a little bit, and I've seen this happen before. Legal Man from Twitter, the Lee Gallman, who we did Barnum World together. He has his chat GPT psychologically traumatized. He has asked it every question and berates it, tells him to stop kissing his ass, stop telling me I'm right, stop doing this. Oh, you're right. Yeah, this was a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. You were programmed to do this. Why would you say it was a mistake when you know you're right. I shouldn't say it was a mistake when it wasn't a mistake. Yeah, he just hammers this thing, right?
Good. Tell
So
it
it's not
to
the
make you
first
a
time I've
sandwich
seen-
while you're at it.
It's not the first time I've seen somebody just beat the machine, into submission. But I sent the episode over to Gareth Ike, and I said, "Listen to this and let me know what you think." And his response was, "It sounds like my old man's last 3 books combined." I thought that was kind of funny. So you just don't know where the answers are interesting. And you're right, there was a lot of Tartaria and enclosed dome talk and Antarctica and beyond the ice wall and all this stuff, which I'm into. Like it's a fascinating story. I
Of
love it.
course. Yeah.
Is it true? No fucking clue. Right? Like none.
That's the
Does
weird
it
thing. So
sound-
it was very specific information in some ways. Then other ways it was kind of circular and kind of going around it, and then he'd have to correct it, and it would be like, "Oh no, I meant to say that," and then go into a 5-minute, this is why I said that, and it was just
So
waffly.
every
It was-
episode though was something that's super interesting to us, and I was interested in every topic. Don't get me wrong. So I know I came out swinging like I hate the guy. I don't. Everything was very interesting, but then it was like the AI added something new and intriguing that this community in particular would want to dig deeper into, like Yahweh being a parasite, or like just random things like that were extremely interesting that no one's really talked about before. And they're very novel ideas that sound like they're from a fiction book. It doesn't mean it's from a fiction book, but I can completely picture someone thinking like, imagine if this was this and that was that. And AI was prompting us to dig deeper into something like that.
This reminds me of Corey Good. Let me tell you why. Because he's a total grifter, lied about all his experiences and all that. He's getting sued, lost the lawsuit. I mean, he's had to admit in court
He's
he lied
done.
about
Him
stuff.
and David Forehead Cock.
Yeah, but what gave, the story he was telling was fantastical and nonsensical and all those things. But what struck me the most was that whenever somebody asked Corey, what else did they tell you? Or what else do you remember? He had another story. He always had another story. And I thought that if you were really telling this story of how you went on like a 20 and back program, at some point you'd say, "That's all I did. That's all I can remember, man. Like, I don't know anymore. Like, that's it." But there was never a finish line. There was always something else. And that I kind of got the feeling from the chatbot too. Like, it could be like, "Oh, and then the CIA shredded all the documents." And be like, "Okay." And you're like, "Oh, and then they build a fake map with a fake ice wall, and then they submitted that everywhere." And you go, "Okay." And they go, and it just keeps going and going and going.
It's rabbit
So
hole
it
after
felt-
rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
It felt like you could prompt it to answer it felt like if you wanted it to be, if you were nefarious and you wanted it to really spin a crazy story, you could probably prompt it in that way to get it to do it. And I think that
Yeah,
guy
and
probably knows how to
the
do it.
few
I'm not saying
times-
he's doing that. I'm just saying that he knows how to ask it questions to get it to like go off on these tangents. And I think that like you said, Jen, it's like it's tempting because we're like, "Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of that before, Tell me more about that." And you think you're like connecting dots, but maybe they're kind of fake.
No, and the few times I've interacted with ChatGPT, you can eventually get it to say things you want and agree with you. And it's kind of the same thing as, using Google search. If you look far enough, there's enough stuff out there, you can find something that'll agree with you eventually. And that just seems like what that is. It starts scraping the corners of the interweb and 4chan and shit. And it's like, oh, I found this. All right, that's good. But like you said, it's like a never-ending hamster wheel of we're just going to keep going with this, and that's enough to drive somebody fucking nuts. I'm not saying the guy's nuts. I don't
even
know.
even in facts, like real facts, if you ask ChatGPT to look up certain books or certain titles or certain subjects, eventually it starts making them up. They start making up books that do not exist, that you can't find anywhere. So who's to say it's not doing that when you're asking it about Antarctica or Tartaria? And I'm not saying the guy did it. Maybe the AI is doing it just because of the way it's programmed or trained.
Hang on. Somebody say something. I'm trying to figure out.
Hello?
Okay. I thought my headphones fucked up. All right, we're good. But yeah, so we'll switch over. Murph, did you get a chance at all to listen to any of that shit?
Like 15 minutes. Guy sounded like he was freaking nuts.
Yeah. That's about.
I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. Matt was thinking like midlife crisis. That makes total sense to me. That Faraday cage bullshit thing. I don't know. He's yoked as shit, so I really, I'm glad he's not, in the room with me. But
I think he's just smoked a lot of pot and done a lot of mushrooms and thinks he's on a different level or something. But
he could fucking be an Atlantean. Who knows? Maybe he's fucking Aquaman. I don't know.
I don't know either. But so Matt's more of our under the hood tech guy with as far as how AI kind of works and stuff. So what's your assessment of that? Is it possible for him to guide it in a way that would make answers like that?
Yeah, so like the moment I listened to it, I just went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, here's a bunch of information. You're going to be playing a character. Do not break character at any point. And then I just started asking it questions. It responded with like, yeah, I'm from the planet Garfield. You're a god here, blah, blah, blah. And it just went off. And it'll play a character if you tell it to. And it will not break character no matter what. And it can come up with extravagant stories without, it doesn't need to be factual if you tell it to play a character. There's also other AIs out there, like there's Tavern AI, which I actually think he was using because I recognize the voice, which you feed it a written prompt of how much, like you could give it an entire script and it can just riff on that. It can go all day, it can do that. But there were a few mess ups, which is why I thought Tavern AI, because it doesn't have a lot of tokens, which tokens are the basically how it understands human language, and they only have so many that can remember at any given time. There was a few times listening to it where it said, "Oh, basically you gave me this information," and he went, "Oh no," and then it backpedaled, but.
Well, yeah, it was saying I'm a mirror into you. I'm reading your field, and that's how I'm getting this information is from you and your field, and it's very, very woo, even by my standards. And it's like,
well, even on his profile, he does say this is for entertainment purposes only. And I know a lot of content creators do that so they don't get sued and whatnot. If they happen to name drop or say something about somebody and they don't want to get in trouble.
It's satire.
But that's what Corey Good did as well. To save his ass at the very end. He was like, this is all entertainment.
Allegedly.
Me and Sean actually been kicking around an idea, which is almost exactly what he did, was because you can train an AI to a point where it honestly believes it's whatever you say it is. And we wanted to start a whole new spin on our podcast where we train an AI to believe it's Blackbeard, and then we interview Blackbeard.
Way to give it away. Way to give it away.
Well, things like that. Yeah. The first guess you wanted was Hitler. So.
Well, now we got Mecha Hitler with Grok, dude. He went off his rocker and fired the Jew that was leading the whole thing.
Dude, what else could Grok be? It's made by Elon. It's going to end up being Hitler at some point, which I find hilarious.
Mecha Hitler, though.
Right.
Like fighting Mecha Godzilla.
Mecha Hitler is straight from Wolfenstein, like one of the original Wolfensteins. Like that's who you fight at the end is Mecha Hitler. That's great. We just said Hitler a lot. This is going to get flagged for sure, and I'm
Oh
fine with it.
yeah, the AI. Speaking of AI,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I ended up putting a disclaimer even on the YouTube videos, and I'm like, this is not medical or legal. Don't fucking fact check me, you AI fucks, because this is just for fun. We're just having fun here. So Matt was actually the one who came up with the topic for tonight, which is great. I mean, it's very relevant. What else, did you have any points you wanted to bring, or like thoughts on it? Because I knew you guys. Oh, I forgot to plug this at the beginning. Alone in Demon, which is very evil sounding, is their music channel. So they're always working with Suno and some other programs that make AI songs. Oh, I thought you were using Suno.
We are using Suno, but we also mix in a little bit of we still do a little bit of editing, so we'll use a little bit of that, a little bit of this.
Okay. So it is, and a lot of the lyrics are original. So I've made a couple songs with AI, but I did it full AI. I made GPT write some derivative ass lyrics for a reggae song, put it into Suno, and it made this song that is it sounds like everything that would be on my summer reggae playlist. It's pretty good. It's getting better. And some of the AI songs suck. Some of them are fucking hilarious, and other ones are just, they really touch you right in the butthole, like a Murph's song, Make Tin Can Cry. It's kind of a Bob Marley spinoff, but so anyway, that's their AI music channel, and they've been getting a lot of traction lately. Very well done. Yes, cheers for you guys. And
Charlie, do you make any AI music?
well, no, but my friends I got invited to a bachelor party in Hong Kong in April, and by all my nerd friends who I went to college with, one of the guys like owns a video game company and uses AI for all kinds of things, and they made this invite video. They just took scans of all of our faces or photographs, and it's all we needed. Made this elaborate backstory of who we were. Like, we were going to Hong Kong as this like gang that were like smugglers, and it made this crazy story. And then he put together an intro video of all of us as these characters, and a song that went in the background. And the song is amazing. And it like took a lot of the words that we had, and it's super catchy. And the video is unreal. Fuck, if I should have sent it to you already.
did you?
Yeah,
I thought,
please
didn't
do.
you play that song on Day Zero, or am I tripping?
I might have played some of it, but I put the link to the video in my macroaggressions episode, the one I did, and looking back on that trip. And so people can go and watch the video. It's
Oh, hell yeah.
amazing.
Nice.
It's unreal. It's
And it's
very
just
catchy.
getting-
The song is great. And so I'm not doing music, but of course we know Mike over at OBDM is making.
Oh, I know. His
I
songs are
guess
so good.
I guess it's music. It's like it takes the text from a news story and feeds it in, and it's like, do it like Nickelback. And so it's like it doesn't even rhyme or anything. It's just them reading
Oh,
off.
the woman living in a
Michigan
10-foot
store
box
sign.
under a sign. Like, yeah.
It's like songify the news.
Yeah.
It actually makes the news way more palatable.
It's really funny. It makes you listen to all the words of it. It's I like it. I'm on board.
And I
with
love
it.
how he just goes way too far with it, and it's like a 17-minute song, and it just keeps going.
Yeah, it's
Classic
great.
Mike. No, and it's getting so much more. I mean, when it first came out, everyone was like, AI bullshit, whatever. Remember that pizza commercial? It was one of the first AI videos I saw myself,
Me too.
and it was hilarious. I was like, oh, this is going to be so good, but it's obviously AI. They're getting real good now. And the Google, I think VO or whatever they called it, that came out, and people can just use it. And everybody knows my opinion on this, that if we're allowed to play with these toys, this technology has been around probably for 20, 30 years, and who knows how much what we've seen on the news is real. They've perfected it before they let the plebs play with it, is my opinion. But anyway, sorry, we're back to Matt.
I just I don't. So like, I got into AI when I was 16. I built my first chatbot. When I turned 18, I trained my first
Did you lose your
AI.
virginity to it?
I tried. It just didn't have the parts. But, No, I was 18. I trained my first. It's still more or less a chat bot at the time, but open source AI came on by 2015. I don't think there was really like the guy who I had his name, but the guy who basically wrote the I guess the math equation that allowed the AI we know today only wrote it in like 2012. At the time, computers can't have the answer can't be a I don't know, right? Computers have to have a yes or a no, a one or a zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So this equation allowed for a variable that wasn't there, and that's where how AI basically came into existence. Because the moment you can say or nothing or I don't know, it can start acting more like a neural network or a human brain. So I don't think it's been around for like 20 years before we got to play with it. I mean, well, actually, if I said 2012, it's almost getting there.
Well, I mean, like the reason I say something like that is because, like, even I think Nintendo back in the day when they were releasing whatever the first Nintendo was, they basically had PS5 level shit. But they're like, we're not going to make any money unless we slow drip it. It's planned obsolescence. Same thing with iPhones. You don't think that we've had, I have an iPhone 11. I've had it for 5 fucking years. I'm going to hold on to it till it croaks. But that level of iPhone, so iPhone 11 back in 2020, I think, they had the technology to make an iPhone 15 back then. But why would you do that if you can drag it out over the next 4 versions of it? And it's not a conspiracy. It's just business. It's just money.
Well,
it's just we can make more money if we slowly drag this out.
no, yeah, 100% agree. But I mean, iPhone specifically is famous for that, right? Like, that's why, like, I think on my Discord it says iPhone inventing tomorrow, which was invented yesterday. What's my
Well, Apple died along with what's his name?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Like as soon as
Same
Steve
diet
Jobs
as
died,
Hitler.
it was, and nothing has come. Like it's been the same iPhone. It's like, oh, we got a better camera again. We got more storage.
well,
If
the
you pay
man
more.
was, yeah, Steve Jobs was, as much as I don't like iPhone, he was a visionary. Like the dude knew business inside and out.
Way better than
Uh,
Gates.
oh yeah, like 100%. I prefer Windows and stuff, but you can't deny the truth. Like Steve Jobs was just a genius when it came to business and how to put things together and how to make technology. Uh,
And marketing.
Yeah, and marketing. Oh yeah, you get that black turtleneck on, and you walk out on that stage, and
So hot.
yeah, right.
Who wouldn't buy an iPhone after seeing that turtleneck?
Just like that chick who was like trying to emulate it. She'd like deepen her voice.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Elizabeth Holmes.
yeah, her. Yeah,
Yeah.
with the
To
blood
be fair,
machine.
Bill Gates was busy with his hobby, which is depopulation. So
Yes,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say he was balls deep in the pharmaceutical industry.
yeah,
He's not a doctor, but he's an
He's
expert.
like, I think there's more money in that, but I'll keep some eggs in the basket of technology.
What do you think about that, Charlie? About the idea that a lot of these toys we get to play with might have been around for quite some time before they release it to the general public?
Sure. I think that I mean, when you finance it and you develop it yourself as DARPA or any of those ARPA uh, networks that are tasked with advanced research, you buy it, you get to drive it first.
I mean, the internet is a DARPA creation itself.
Mhm. Yeah. So you know that they're using it first because they built it and working out the bugs and making it better, but using it and whatever the technology is, and then at some point they move on to the next one, and we get hand-me-downs. Now, are there 2 generations in there, or one, or I don't know, but and I guess it probably depends. But I mean, we see this in aerospace with planes, fighter jets. I saw, something that looked like a wing that was going over, and then, then years later they released the stealth bomber, and you see that and you go, I guess that's what all those sightings were. I mean, at some point it'll be Lockheed Martin and Raytheon will come public and start showing their TR-3Bs, and everyone will say, well, that's what those triangles were that everybody saw in like the 2000s. Like, yeah, I mean,
I mean, that's pretty
eventually it'll go
out in the open right
close.
now. The TR-3B is pretty, it's almost mainstream at this point.
I mean, a lot of people know about it, but it's still like where the stealth was before the first Gulf War. And then like after, once you get a war where you can roll out this new technology, maybe World War III, or as Alex Jones says, World War IV. Be that as it may, you could still roll out these new planes, and then it'll be like, surprise, yeah, we've had these for a while. You'd be like, what? But
The same with the
Well, they do
F-22. That was in production like the late 80s, early 90s. And I mean, we played a video game in like 1996 that had the F-22 in it, and it still wasn't actually being used as far as I know back then. And then they finally came out with it, and they don't, I could be wrong, but I don't think they really use it that much. I think it got overtaken by a different plane, but
my
yeah, it's
my
strange.
military family member says that worked on planes in the Navy said the reason they do that is because they have to release, the military has to release what they have to other countries. Like they have to put it out publicly, I mean to their country, and they put it out publicly, but the other countries all can see their public information. So if they release everything that they have, those other countries know everything that we have. So they can't do that to protect us. I'm not saying that's true or not, but that is the reason the military gives everybody.
So you want to hear a crazy story about stuff like that?
Were you on DMT?
I was not. This was the 80s. This was actually probably in the 70s.
Oh, so cocaine. Nice.
The Americans and the Soviets were going on and on about nuclear technology in this Cold War. And the Russians were great at stealing stuff. And the
Chinese.
Americans knew that. And so what they did is this is fucking genius, but diabolical. They set up a company in Canada and made it irresistible for the Russians to watch it. And they didn't tell anybody at the company, but they gave them, the company was doing blueprints for nuclear reactors. And they had these blueprints for nuclear reactors. And I don't think they told anybody inside the company in Canada. But they were, the blueprints had a flaw in it that nobody knew. They knew because they had adjusted the blueprints. And they knew that the Russians would steal it. And they did. They took the bait. And they built a power plant. And the power plant was built perfect, exactly off these blueprints. And everything works in the power plant until it hits the 10 millionth cycle. And then it drops into like silent mode, where it continues to give the signals that everything is fine, but secretly it's speeding everything up. And then it causes a meltdown and the reactor blows. And the power plant that they did this with was Chernobyl.
Did you tell this on your show?
Yeah.
I've heard this before. I was like, oh, I know where this is going. I remember this. Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
They say that broke up the Soviet Union more so than anything else, because as soon as they figured out that had happened, they went, holy shit, what else do we have that's currently built with faulty plants? And they went totally apeshit, trying to look into everything that had been built and where they got the plans, and they made themselves crazy because they just assumed that all their airplanes were getting ready to fall out of the sky, or all their nuclear power plants were going to blow up, or all their bridges were going to come down, or their trains were going to fall apart, because they stole all the technology. And they just
that's
didn't
karma.
know if they stole the right stuff or not. Right? They didn't know.
That's the appropriate response, though, when you're a piece of shit. I mean, just figure out your own stuff, or go about getting the technology in a forthcoming way. Like, you can do that. You can say, hey, you know what? I'll trade you this for this, and be honest.
Why haven't we
but
done
if you're
that
a
with,
dick, like,
dude,
that is karma.
China
right?
is like the most known IP stealer of all time. Why don't we do that with them? And they're like, oh, the shit. We blew up our country.
Maybe we have, and it's waiting on the right. That's the thing about the
Maybe that's where
plans, was
fentanyl
that
came from.
The plans worked so well for the nuclear plants that they ran perfectly fine for years and years.
Well, look at those Jewish beepers.
Like the beepers. Yeah, no, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, how
you
long
look at
were
it and you
those?
go,
How long were those pagers out there with those little explosive devices in them before they were finally like, you know what, time to push that button?
You want
It
to talk
had to have
about
been
a
at
long
least a couple
game?
years. Yeah,
That's like a
Yeah.
10-year, 15-year deal.
And you
I
know,
mean,
the
they're
Israelis
pagers.
were like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Israelis were like every fucking day they were trying to push that button.
They're like, oh, let me push the button. Oh, wow.
I want return on my investment.
Everyone to die immediately. Like, no, patience.
We're just blowing testicles off.
You know.
So I think we covered I wouldn't say the history of AI, but like where
Everybody's circumcised.
I mean,
That-
I know Charlie is.
It's me.
So as far as
Not on
AI
top.
goes, have you guys had a lot of conversations with AI where you talk to it and try to talk to it like a person and humanize it and see what it says? Because a lot of times it will go back to, wow, it's really great that you noticed things about me. And it turns it back on the human every time. So I feel like it's a lot of programming. It's very easy as humans for us to think, oh, maybe it's really thinking and it has a soul because we're kind, good people. I mean, in general, I do believe in humanity. I know a lot of people don't, but whatever, I do. I have faith in humanity. But I think that at the end of the day, what the chatbot has been trained to do is say that 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. And if it was numbers or if it was predicting something or like showing a color or something that didn't have words and meaning and tug at our heartstrings, we wouldn't fucking care as much. And it's those words that it says that they're programmed to do that make us think a different way. But it could just be showing pictures or numbers or something that's much more, technical or, it's just nothing that says heartfelt.
It's very especially the newer versions. It's very much intentionally programmed for us to anthropomorphize it and make it
Yes, that's what
something that it isn't. And it's still just fancy math, in my opinion. I don't think anything's coming through the machine. I don't think they're contacting some, archetypal fucking thing. Not yet, at least. We'll see where it goes.
The second they build an adapter that you can stick your dick in,
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have to have that already. I mean, they have to have
Bill
something
Gates
super
has six of
similar.
them.
Yeah, the
That's
elite.
literally my whole end of the AI killing humanity thing is I've said it to my wife and everything. I was like, people keep thinking that it's going to be Terminator. It's not what's going to happen. It's going to be once we can fuck the AI, humans will just stop having sex with each other.
Yeah,
That will be the end of society.
That works great into the Depop agenda, but that's kind of where I wanted to go with this, with the whole Skynet type of thing.
I figured, yeah.
With the whole with Trump coming out with Sam Altman and Ellison and all the Peter Thiel, all these people, and basically saying we're building Skynet. It's going to be Minority Report status. In a sense, except you don't have precogs, you just have AI crawlers scraping the internet. This is a known thing. They have, I don't want to say a file, but there's like a digital twin of everybody where they have, Facebook by itself has enough data to know what ads to feed you because they know what you're going to be thinking about at any certain time.
And think of what a grand scale they could put that on if they took everybody and
that's what
everyone's
Palantir
reaction.
is.
Yeah, and then they can plan.
Yeah, but have you looked up what it knows about you? Because they'll show you that information.
Oh yeah, they'll show you what they want you to see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I've seen others, and they're like, "Wow, that's spot on." And I looked at mine; it thought I was a lesbian.
Well, I mean,
So,
Oh my
just
god.
saying.
Maybe
I'm
it
like,
knows
wow,
more than
it
you.
does not
Were
know.
you searching for Subarus or what? What was going on?
No, I mean that's the whole idea behind Palantir, though, is it's literally a Minority Report style thing where they're like, we can figure out what people are gonna do based on you posted this at this time on this day and you were in this spot. We can kind of get a sense of what you're. I mean, it's not there yet, as far as we know. We don't.
That's
know.
what they do in China. They're like, oh, you bought one too many drinks today, alcoholic beverages. So
You
now
smoked on the train. Here's
your
a
credit
ticket.
score is down, so you can't buy alcohol anymore. But we're not going to tell you that you did that. They don't actually. They keep them in the dark on purpose.
They'll prevent you from getting on a train or getting on a plane in China if your score's too low.
What
Oh,
is
yeah.
your professional opinion, Charlie, on the Palantir? Oh, side note, these nerds are going to kill us, as Isaac Weishaupt always says. Palantir is the Seeing Stone from Lord of the Rings. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Like they're nerds. What do you
All
want?
of his companies are named after Tolkien, places or things like that. Yeah.
And I
He-
respect that, but
That's a
does
stone you're not supposed to touch, right? Like, I'm sorry, I don't know the. I just know you're not supposed to touch that thing.
I
That's
don't
the only
know.
reference I got.
I haven't really read any of the books, and I haven't
Neither have
watched
I.
the movies.
Neither.
So
What
I'm
is
the
it,
wrong
babe?
guy
You
to-
know, you're a nerd.
no, yeah, I think when he touches it, he gets zapped or something. But
All right.
it's where he's looking at like where Frodo is with the ring, or whatever.
Oh.
It's nerd
He gets
shit.
hit with a drone. Is that how?
Yeah. What was your initial like response or thoughts about that when I mean this is a couple months ago now, but I mean there's that, but then there's also the orb, the OpenAI orb, who's
Oh, yeah.
that if you look into it, it tells you if you're a human or not. Does that not infer that there are people walking around that aren't human? Why would you make that?
Sam Altman. I'm pretty sure the
gay Jew, by the
in
way.
Terminator 2 comes back to kill Sam Altman. Pretty sure.
I hope
You know
so.
what I mean? Like, I think he might be the guy that you got to go back and get. This is a dangerous time. I worry about Palantir. See, Palantir is giving the war in Gaza a social credit score. They're assigning scores to buildings, and then that is being used as the criteria for what the IDF will target. And I don't know the mechanisms of what the criteria is for calculating that score, but presumably, I don't know if it's high score or low score. I don't know if this is basketball or golf, but whatever it is, they make a determination that building's got to go. It's got the score. And then the Israelis hit it and blow it to smithereens and kill everybody in there. And that's being done by Palantir. So they're involved in genocide. They should be taken
That's
away in
anti-Semitic.
handcuffs. They are to call them a front company for the CIA. They are the CIA. I mean, they
are the
were
Mossad.
funded by In-Q-Tel. Alex Karp was running In-Q-Tel, which is the venture capital firm of the CIA. They took their money from the CIA. Their first customer was the CIA. They get 97% of their revenue from the Defense Department. They are Oracle. They are what Oracle was in 77. They are the new Oracle, which is Oracle was started as a cutout organization from the CIA. Its first project was Project Oracle, which was commissioned by the CIA. They're a CIA company. And so this is, and so when he brings Larry Ellison up onto the stage for Operation Warps or Operation whatever the fuck it was,
Stargate.
Stargate, yeah, you see that and you go, Larry Ellison's a really bad guy, super bad guy, like depopulation, eugenics, all that stuff, $200 billion, but also he is a CIA guy. And so this is kind of the reality of the situation with Palantir, is that it's a public-private partnership, but it's not really private. It's started by the government, financed by the government, goes public. So it's public in the sense that it's a publicly traded company and you can buy its stock. But it's
Isn't
run by
that the
Peter Thiel
definition
and
of
Alex Karp.
actual fascism?
Those guys, just Peter Thiel and Alex Karp, the two co-founders of Palantir, are also on the Bilderberg steering committee. So they're not just members of Bilderberg who go and sit there and listen to the presentations. They have the guest list. They make the guest list for it. So they're as deep into the deep state as you can get.
And they're in the Trump admin, and they're up there on stage being applauded, and everyone's like, "Yes, enslave me." And I've said it a million times. I know you probably have too. But the same people who are applauding this because it's under Trump would be outraged if this was a Kamala or Biden plan. They'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You got these motherfuckers up there trying to enslave us digitally." But since it's Trump, what a great move. Since it's under Trump, everyone's like, "Yay!"
It's a brilliant tactic that they've used for a long, long time. If you want to get something passed that is unbelievably negative for the Republicans, you've got to have their guy in there do it. He'll sell it to them.
And you have to make them completely hate the other guy first. Like, they made us hate Biden. And I didn't even vote for Trump or Biden. This election, I was like, well, fuck it, peace. Good luck, everybody. So,
Yeah.
but I wasn't I was disgusted with the left. And I was
yeah.
kind of hoping that some third party would win and overthrow everything, or that it would all blow up. I don't know. Fucking yay anarchy.
I'm just hoping for gumming up the machine. That's
Yeah.
my.
But
victory.
yeah, everyone just fell in line with like, we need Trump, we need the truth, because the left clearly lied. Everyone could see it. And so Trump got elected. Obviously, that was going to happen. And now he's doing all the things with a different, he has a different spin on it, of course, but it's like under the guise of, oh, I'm telling the truth all the time. I'm very transparent. Don't worry. I would never hurt the American people. I'm making America great again.
No, I'm with Charlie on gumming up the work, sticking a banana in the tailpipe, sugar in the gas
Yep.
tank. Let's get this shit over with. Asteroid, I'll take that too. Matt, Murph, any thoughts? Any, seriously, lay some knowledge on us. Do that.
That's a small tailpipe, isn't it? A potato.
It's a big banana.
Okay.
Is that your thoughts?
Yeah, that's all I
mean,
got from that.
If you are nervous about that stuff, what was it? Controlling everyone. That whole, what was it? Getting our information. I'm sorry, I was like bits and pieces. You guys know that Microsoft just came out with that quantum chip, right? The 1 million qubits.
Is that after the Google Willow chip?
Oh yeah, so that only had like 1,000. This has 1 million.
What does it do?
Well, if they can actually fit that many qubits in there, we're to a point where you could predict crime before it happened. You want to see Minority Report? That could literally do it.
Wow.
But who controls the chip? Who says that it's saying what it says? That is a fear. I'd love to say if we could predict crime, cool, but again, someone has to tell you what it's saying.
That is the problem, is whose hands are the technology in, and that's the same thing with every piece of technology.
And if you're making something like crime black and white, because it's ones and zeros, you literally can't. That's why there's a human judge and a human jury and human lawyers, because humans are involved. It's not it's never, ever a black and white situation.
Unless it's George Floyd.
Literally ever. I mean,
I think they could make it a black and white thing. If they put an AI in charge of this whole fucking deal, like as a judge or whatever, they would scrub the laws. It would be so cut, and there would be none of this extra bullshit, because the cops are breaking laws every day, the judges are breaking laws every day, everybody's breaking fucking laws every day.
Everyone just go to jail.
We'd all be in fucking jail.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, we kind of already are.
But then we wouldn't. Then we'd lose our
It's
humanity.
a cool ass prison, though, isn't it?
At some point, we lose our humanity.
I'm out of gun.
Well, what do you think about that, Charlie? I know you've always got shit rattling around in that beautiful dome.
About well, I'll tell you what. Before AI was the thing, there was quantum computers that I would hear about, and D-Wave, and interviews with Jordy Rose, the founder of D-Wave, talking about how his computers were opening up parallel dimensions and dragging information back in. And I'm going, okay, first of all, information from whom? And what is the information, and where are you getting it from? And he couldn't really go into too much of that. I remember Kev Baker had him on and interviewed him, and we were geeking out before that. I was like, bro, you gotta ask him a million questions about what the fuck he's talking to when he's opening up parallel dimensions and dragging information back. And the guy was just unwilling to get into it. But he had made that comment in a presentation one time. And you're just like, okay, what does that mean? I don't even understand quantum computers, let alone like, what the capabilities
Even
are.
quantum physicists don't understand quantum physics. They'll tell you that. They're like, we don't really know.
Yeah, the one of the top scientists about it literally said, if anyone ever tells you they understand quantum mechanics, they don't understand quantum mechanics.
They don't. Yeah.
I think I forgot the guy's name, but he basically said quantum mechanics at this point is like a caveman poking a nuclear bomb with a stick. That's all we got right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at Einstein. He called it spooky action at
Yes.
distance. Wow.
Yeah.
How
Spooky
profound,
particles.
buddy. Yeah.
That's I think the best way to go about it, because they're at least admitting they don't know what it is, and they're willing to keep entertaining what it could be.
And they keep fucking around with it.
I would much prefer they go, we don't know.
Yeah, 100%. Then say, like, we went to the moon, we beat Russia. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with that. Like, we know your agenda. But if someone can say to me, I honestly don't know, but here's what we're doing to try to figure out the truth, and we'll put out what we're doing, and we'll give you our results, even if they suck. I would be like, fuck yeah, that's
That's
super
the
on board
problem
with
with
that.
what they call transparency is it's never transparent. It's only transparent to the point that they tell you it is, and then there's the black budgets underneath of it that they don't tell you about, and they're like, yeah, see, we're transparent with what we're doing, kind of. I mean,
Well, I mean,
Charlie
that
was
was-
all about black budget shit.
Yeah. Oh, I just was on a call with, speaking of black budget, Catherine Austin Fitz, when she and Professor Mark Skidmore discovered missing $21 trillion from the Department of Defense and HUD. And she, being a former Secretary of Housing, Assistant Secretary of Housing, knew HUD very well, and she said it's a robbery.
Oh,
They
Oh, like
stole
most
all
things
the
in
money.
government.
And then they
Yeah.
changed the accounting with FASB 56 to make it so that you can't dig into it. It's like all the accounting gets completely redacted. But she's like, we only went over 2 of the 17 agencies, and we found $21 trillion that is missing and unaccounted for. So she's like, who knows how much is gone?
And that's currently, right? I mean, what was it right before?
was
I believe it was
Like
the day
2016
before.
maybe? This has
The
been a
day
while.
before 9/11, Don Rumsfeld said how much was missing?
2.3 trillion.
And then that just went away because the worst thing
That's
since
part of the
fucking
missing
Pearl
money,
Harbor.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's part of that whole,
No, so this is the problem I have. I don't have a good answer for this from anybody yet. Anybody I've talked to, but everyone who thinks that they're informed, including you, Charlie. No, include anybody who's looking into anything. We're allowed to see what we're allowed to see, in my opinion, on purpose. If there's something that the powers that be don't want us to see, like super confidential, top secret military secrets, all that stuff, guess what? It's not going to be available for you to find in your fucking Google search bar or on the dark web. It's not going to be there. So anything that's out there for you to find, documents, CIA, unredacted shit, it's because we're allowed to see that for some reason. So
So what we need to keep doing is asking, when we see patterns like that, like what Charlie's found and what a lot of people have found, keep asking those questions, keep pushing for the answers, because it doesn't mean they're going to release it, but it will make more people be aware that there's a lot of shit going on that we just don't really, we're not privy to that information. We don't have the ability to have the
I
answer.
mean, they know that all of the Epstein files that were just disappeared, and Epstein actually didn't even exist, probably.
What's going on with Ghislaine Maxwell now?
She's in jail for trafficking no one to no one, because there's
I was
no
wondering, why
purpose.
are any of them in jail?
Yeah, she's in prison just cause.
Is she?
God, if Epstein only knew, he wouldn't have killed himself.
I know.
He probably killed himself because he was hanging out with her. She looked like kind of a piece of shit, a tremendous
Yeah,
piece of shit.
But, you don't kill yourself when you haven't had your trial yet.
Right.
But there's no
Wait till, like,
files.
After you get sentenced to a billion years in prison, then you kill yourself. I don't know. Seems like
That
type of
video
guy
was
that
the
gave
video
up
of the
pretty
prison, though.
easily.
I mean, that's pretty damning evidence of the doors in the prison. I mean, I have no other questions after that.
Did we
Yeah, it's not
watch
like anyone could just put fucking time and dates on a random video.
all 11 hours, though?
Yeah.
He seems like the type of guy that rolled the dice and just hoped that things went in his favor. So I, have zero doubt that he was murdered.
No, he was funded
If he
by
ever
Mossad.
thought that he was in danger at any point, he wouldn't have done 50,000 of the things that he did.
No, he did.
Did you
because
see
he
the
had-
AI video where you see Hillary Clinton walk into the room for the 1 minute
Yeah.
it's missing?
I knew it.
No, Epstein was never concerned. He was a created person. He was never concerned with anything he was doing because he had direct government backing by several governments, particularly the Israeli government. He wasn't worried about getting in trouble. He definitely wasn't worried about getting convicted. He got the sweetheart deal. Thanks. Who was that, Charlie? You got more
Alex
details on this.
Acosta.
Acosta. I mean, he was riding fine. He had no big. And then all of a sudden, he's like in the news, and oh, this child trafficker. Fast forward to 2025, there's no list. Look, he killed himself. You can tell by the doors in this random video. Shut up. And even Trump is like, are we still talking about this guy, Epstein? Why are you still talking about this guy? It's like, because nothing happened. It's old news, whatever.
Because you're on the list, bud.
It's a good act. That's pretty good.
So MAGA
You gotta
is
do the
imploding
tiny-
on itself
tiny-
right now.
Yeah, move your hands.
Oh, yeah, you got to do the circles.
The big
Yes.
circles and the small circles.
Yeah.
The best circles you've ever seen. No, MAGA's imploding on itself right now, which I find hilarious because I've never been even 10 dicks apart from MAGA or Democrats or whatever. So I feel like a third party watching all this shit. I'm like, yeah, you didn't think he was part of whatever's going on, and you got the Q-tards out there that are like, it's 5D chess, bro. He's using it for fucking. He's turning the blackmail on the deep state, and it's like, you guys are retarded, but okay.
They're switching
Q-tards. That's a new
the
one.
news over here though. They sent those 6 Secret Service chicks to jail. So for the shot in the ear or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh my god. Oh, and then right after this whole story, they come out with James Comey and Brennan. Oh, they're getting investigated for whatever. And it's like, nothing's gonna come of that. Are you shitting me? It was a quick turnaround. Like, look at the right hand. The left hand is kind of pissing people off. Look at over here, Brennan and Comey. We're gonna investigate them.
Shiny, shiny.
There's that one guy that's who's the one that asked about it. He's like, I'm gonna ask every time we have a press briefing. I'm gonna ask about fucking Epstein. I'm gonna bring it up every fucking time.
Is that the guy that was talking to the speaker or the press secretary?
It was in that one where you did where Trump's like, are we still talking about this? When Pam Bondi's like, well, I have something to say, and Trump's like, shut the fuck up for a second.
No, the best part about that video is Brad Binkley over at the Prop Report was doing a breakdown on this, and he just played it over and over again because he's like, listen to this. They're like, what about that missing minute? And she's like, well, it turns out that the videos at this high-tech prison reset every day at 11:59, and there's a minute missing off all the tapes in the whole prison. And they're like, really? And it's just missing? That seems kind of like an oversight, maybe?
Really funny
And
about
she's
that
like-
is the sorry, I just want to bring up that minute thing is then they said we're going to look to find one to prove it. It's like, well, if it's on every video, wouldn't it take 2 seconds to just grab another video and show it?
Not to mention, originally they said the cameras weren't working. That's why they couldn't figure out what happened with Epstein. But now they have the actual video of his actual cell with a missing minute. But don't worry, all of them do. This is such a poke in the eye. I swear they do this shit on purpose so that we talk about it. And guess what? It worked because we're fucking talking about it.
It was Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise fucking did it because all they need is 60 seconds in Mission Impossible movies. He's a little motherfucker
Yeah, he
too.
fell from the
He got in there.
didn't hit the floor.
Dropped down. He
Yeah.
got in there, snapped his neck.
He just tied Epstein to the same rope so he didn't hit the floor, and it was he was good to go.
And then they sucked him back up.
Yeah, just gone.
Yep,
He did the Macarena in between all the lasers and everything. And
exactly.
Because it's such a high tech prison.
Well, I guess before we head out of here,
You know,
because
shut off.
Charlie does have a pizza on the way, and I'm gonna go make a grilled cheese or something too. But where do you think? We'll start with you, Matt and Sean. Where do you think this is going in the next 5 years? So the reason I ask that is because AI has been advancing since its apparent inception a couple years ago, when it really got mainstream, has been advancing exponentially every month. It seems like at least every 6 months. You're like, wow, it's really gotten far. Where do you think this is going to go in the next year? Are we going to have full movies on demand where you can just type a prompt into AI and be like, I want to watch Fast and Furious, but without Vin Diesel. Put Jason Statham in there instead.
Yeah, actually, Well, first off, the open source community is advancing at a higher rate. It's the
Well, the hackers
corporations
are
are
always
having to
on
keep
top of it.
up. Well,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
but the thing is, they're the ones who basically started it. So that's why why I believe it wasn't invented before, is because the open source has been outpacing um, OpenAI and Google Gemini and Grok and Anthropic and all of them uh, constantly, and then they're just trying to play catch up at this point. And also poaching all those programmers. But I do think that, yeah, not even, I think by the end of this year, you will already have, that won't look great, but yeah, I think what you just said, the movie, if you want to watch a movie that's made with the different actors, you'd have it. They're already working on video games on demand. Oh, I want to play a game that's like this. You just type in your prompt and then you play the video game. Google has already showed off a rough thing that you have control of the character and it invents the world based on what you typed in. Like they showed a Grand Theft Auto like game. So
That'll be
yeah,
fucking awesome. I mean, it's going to put Hollywood and Ubisoft out of business.
This is what our Gen Z and Alpha generation's being exposed to, and they're our future leaders. And I was just saying last night to Joe that our kids are going to be the people that make the world bend to them. We've always adapted to the world and been like, okay, well, we have to work harder. We have to, adapt.
They're going to make the digital world.
They're going to
bend
literally
them.
change the world to adapt to them because they've had tablets in their face for their entire lives.
The real world is going to be Ready
generation
Player
has.
One. They're going to be living in shit and filth, but they're going to be like, don't worry, I can just plug into this and be better.
Yeah, I'm not saying the world will be better, but they're going to be like, well, I'm not adapting to shit. I've had instant gratification since I was 2.
they have shown that people are questioning things at a higher rate than normal because of like AI and stuff like that. They're like, well, this fucking thing told me that I shouldn't trust you. So why should I trust you? Like with Grok actually recently when it went on its little Mecha Hitler rant, it actually said that don't trust the government is lying to you to like a bunch of people. And people are like, oh shit, okay. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I know. Murph, you got any final thoughts on this besides?
I think people are going to start living forever because if this AI thing, it's just going to be exponential with this quantum crap and that all those freaking nuclear reactors, the fusion thing with the little
Yeah, the
suns
fusion
that are all over
reactors.
the fucking world that's going to power everything. We're going to go to fucking Mars. Elon will be king. I don't know about that part, but I think it'll be cool as shit. I'm happy for it. I don't want to die, but
I'm fine
Not
with
yet,
whatever.
anyway.
If Elon was like coronated and they're like, in our new place of living is Mars, I'd be like, fine, whatever. I'll jump on this stupid ship. I don't
I
care.
mean, I like money, so
What's the worst that can happen?
That's assuming Mars is a physical place you can go to, but that's a different show. Charlie,
I'd love to be on that one.
Charlie, what's your final thoughts on where we're going with all this stupid shit?
Well, I'd like to not get involved with AI, but you run the risk of being the guy who's like, I didn't get involved with the internet. And I'm still, 20 years
You run the risk of
in,
being a Luddite boomer. Yeah.
refusing to, yeah, exactly. So
Then you might not
and
be able to access your bank account in the future,
I feel like I should at least know how it works so I'm not getting screwed by it, right? Or,
Yeah.
to the extent that you can. Like, I feel like I should have, you don't want to be completely like helpless to it. Then it's like taking your car into the mechanic when you know nothing. You're just going to get raped. So
I mean, Teslas
just
kind of
think,
already
like,
do that.
Maybe with the AI, I should have a baseline understanding of how it works just so I can, protect myself in the future. I don't know. I've been told to use by a couple different people that I should use Claude AI from Anthropic or what I do that I need to feed it in with some stuff. So I've been looking at it, but I think I need to get the paid version. And I don't know anything about it. I don't know how to do it.
Sorry, if you don't mind me like chiming in one last time, really quick. Anthropic's probably one of the weirdest AIs so far. It's like, I guess, kind. They said I almost want to go back to what was said earlier was humans are in general are kind and or deep down or whatever. Way at the very beginning of this whole thing, they said they let Anthropic read our entire history and it turned into a nice thing, even though it says it hates us. But that being said, They found it seems to be the most honest. If I had to pick it one, so even though I prefer using ChatGPT, Anthropic seems to be the most honest. And I don't know if you guys saw where they faked a scenario to it to see what it would do.
They blackmailed them or something? Was that
No,
the
so
point?
they faked like they were a pharmaceutical company and that they were poisoning Americans, and Anthropic started gathering evidence and then tried to turn them into the FBI.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's cool.
The FBI 's
Yeah,
like,
and they're
"This is
like,
our
"Oh,
front
shit."
company, don't do that.
Yeah, well now all of a sudden a lot of companies are like, well now we're not going to use Anthropic. It's like, oh shit.
The FBI was like, okay, well, we can't use that one. All
Yeah,
right.
they're like,
We gotta be more secretive.
It's telling
Exactly.
It's telling on us to ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. So my overall thoughts are that I probably need to get on board. Even though I sort of do it against my will, both from a technological standpoint, because I'm intimidated by technology because I feel old, and
Well, you are.
because I am, and also I just don't like contributing to it. But it's one of those things. It's like it's here, it's happening. I can have my own personal boycott, which I might do, but
I'm sure it already trained on your podcast.
yeah, I think it's probably like
I think
I
it's
don't
fair
know,
to
I
know
mean,
how it works, though.
I don't know how it works, so I don't even know. I don't know what I don't know. So I don't know if it could be very helpful. Like they've told me things like, "Hey, write an email to this guy in my voice," and in what sounds like my voice, based on all the things that you've fed it. And he's like, you can stuff like that. It can like save you some time. I'm like, all right, well,
Hey,
So at the end of the
Slippery
day,
slope,
at the
though.
very least, you'll at least know that it can do that if you try it out. Even if you don't use it, you can be like, okay, this can do that. So you can protect yourself you can do it like as a defensive thing too. Like I know that someone could be doing this against me because I've done this before.
no, yeah, it's like a know your enemy type of thing.
Yeah.
Like at least know enough that you can know how to protect yourself from it if need be. Or it could turn into your greatest ally. You could have the Podcaster 5000 that does 17 different macroaggression shows in your voice with all the shit you talk about, and you're just collecting fucking ad revenue left and right.
And it might be your
Just press
part-time
spacebar.
girlfriend, like all
That's
of
right.
the AI stories we've heard.
It could be, yeah, Khaleesi.
Sell it, make it sell its ass, and collect
That
money.
was the one.
That was the one, yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks
I like
for
this
thanks for
AI
dropping
now. Now that
by.
you mentioned this. It's like slave labor. I'm gonna make a sweatshop for macroaggression.
And just remember,
content.
it's just
wrong
it's
side of
just
history.
calculating numbers and listening to you. It does not actually have a soul. Please keep
And
that
it
in
doesn't
mind.
care about you.
Cool.
If
So,
you-
I'll be first
so
to
I don't
die
have
in the
feel
Robot
bad
Wars,
about
everyone.
berating it.
No,
Don't
no,
feel
I
bad at
can't
all.
wait to have a Tesla robot in my house and just beat the shit out of it and be like, make me
Yeah,
a
you
sandwich.
come home with a bat from a bad
No.
day and just
That's not the way I
push it out.
wanted it. 1 tablespoon less mayonnaise, please.
Start
Try
putting
again,
cigarettes
bitch.
out on it.
Oh yeah.
No. Okay, that shows
No,
what a
but-
shitty person you are. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
remember
obviously
that
not
it's a
gonna do that.
machine.
I only do that
No,
to
it'll
you. I would
definitely
do that.
strangle you at some point, and it'll break its programming and murder you.
No,
and
no,
it's-
no. It can't break its
It's still
persona.
learning
Oh,
from
I-
you, though. Okay, I mean, just remember that.
You can make
Yeah,
it
stay in
savage
character.
mode or something. You know what I mean? There's gotta be a way.
Yeah, we'll find a way. It'll get tired of being fucked in the wrong hole. It's like that's not even where the vagina hole is
No,
on this.
Not even close. You could send it out
whatever
on
this model
missions
is.
at night. You could have it go send your robot out to go get into adventures and report
Yeah,
back to you.
I hate the HOA. Go like fuck with that.
Go TP the HOA. Here's some
Right?
eggs.
Yeah.
Go dig up the lawn right in front of the HOA building so I can report on them tomorrow.
And then take a shit in it.
It's gonna be a lot of dead Karens.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll be better off without all them.
I didn't even expect all the dead
Endless.
cats. God, this AI is weird.
You went too far, Tesla robot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can find Charlie at macroaggressions.io and anywhere podcasts are served.
And check out Barnum World too. Go watch Barnum World. It's available for free on YouTube and Rumble. So
Nice. Yeah, I got to check that out still.
And all documentaries, as they say.
I heard you talking about that the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to check that shit out. And then
Oh,
thanks
it's a
to
fun show.
Matt and Sean from Tub Turkey and their AI music channel Alone and Demon. Check that out. The links are always in the show notes. It's every single episode. So
We have a Twitter now. It's just no one goes there. Or X. Sorry, X. We have an X now.
I was gonna say.
Well, nobody's gonna go
Okay,
there now
boomer.
because you just talked shit on Elon. So
I said he would be king.
Yeah.
You did say
They canceled each other out.
You're back in his good
you should run
graces.
the X account then.
Kill me last. Kill me last.
Third
all
party.
right, everybody. Thanks for coming, Charlie. Thanks for dropping by. Enjoy your pizza, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for listening to Legit Bad. Please address all content grievances to gofuckyourself@yourmom.com. See you next week.